Each year, thousands of people step forward in partnership with the Baby Fold to give our children the best chance at a better life. And each year, a few stand out in their services. We would like you to meet a few of these special people. Vivian Elder is a treasured supporter with some unique friends that she introduced to the Baby Fold this year.
I first got involved with Baby Fold through Festival of Trees. Now I'm chair of the designer committee, so I'm heavily involved with Festival year-round. I got into doing other things with the Baby Fold. Just things started snowballing. The SCA group does demos for schools, the Society for Creative Anachronism. It started in California at Berkeley, and it's grown into an organization that studies medieval times, recreates medieval times as close as they can without the plague and the bad things. At Hammett, we did about 20-minute little classes, and then at the end of the two days, we did a fighting demo outside. And they ate that up. It was out on their grassy knoll, and we had a good time with it. Halloween at the RTC, we had the entire basement set up, and then the kids came down after dinner on the elevator, and we had it all decorated, had food down one side, had a picture taking booth at the back where they could get pictures with the monsters. What's hooked me with the Baby Fold is I believe in what you guys do. And the more I'm involved with the kids at the RTC, we put up the Christmas tree this year. I went to the Christmas pageant this year, and one of the kids, one of the little girls, came running up to me with the candy cane that she'd been given and gave it to me. And she's like, "Thank you so much, for the Halloween party and the different stuff that you're doing," because she also had helped us put together the tree. So, I'm recognizing faces, they're recognizing me. It's great.
To Vivian, the CSA, and all those who have become friends of our children, thank you. Radio Bloomington, also known as WJBC, WBNQ, B104, and WJEZ, have embraced the Baby Fold and our Festival of Trees as their own special cause.
We have enjoyed working with the Baby Fold since I think nearly the beginning of the Festival of Trees in terms of promoting the event, broadcasting from the event. We've also tried to do interviews on the radio station with representatives from the Baby Fold to talk about the programs and why attending the Festival of Trees and supporting the Festival of Trees is important to the community for year-round, not just at Christmas time. Our staff loves to come out and MC events at the Festival of Trees. It's a way to be kind of one-on-one with our audience and the festival goers, and that's the fun stuff. That gets us out of the building, it gets us out of the studios, and we get to meet some of the people that are our listeners, and it's just a great time.
Over the years, I've learned a lot about the Baby Fold just doing my job as a show host. We obviously have people come in and talk about the services that are available, but probably the most premier event is the Festival of Trees. So when we go out there and we do the interviews and we talk to the families and we talk to the workers who are usually, in the shadows because they're not looking for accolades, but on that event we actually can talk to them and get their stories. And so I've just personally learned a lot about what they do for kids in the community. The Baby Fold is interesting to me. It's very unique in how we cover it because a lot of people still don't know what the Baby Fold is. And so every time we talk about it, we can't forget that. We have to raise awareness and do a little education when we're talking about budget issues or the Festival of Trees or just a new program or a new opportunity. So the Baby Fold does a lot of good and it affects a lot of people, but because it doesn't affect everybody in an immediate capacity, they don't always understand that if it disappeared tomorrow, McLean County would feel the effects.
To Radio Bloomington and all the businesses and corporations who become sponsors and fans, thank you. Nancy Barling has made creations for the Festival of Trees for 15 years.
Basically, I've been involved with the Festival of Trees every year except the first year when it started. The first day that I walked into the Festival of Trees, I went to it the first year. I walked in and I looked around and I saw all these beautiful things at the festival and decided I should be involved with it. The first thing I did was just make one centerpiece, and I didn't even dream at that time about making several. It just seemed like I didn't even know that they would want more than one. So I just made one centerpiece, and then the last couple of years I've helped with setting up the festival, doing miscellaneous jobs, anything from decorating trees to making bows for different booths that need them, and just being there to help whenever it's needed. The portion I have given to the Baby Fold is probably in the tens of thousands of dollars. Last year it was over $3,000 that went directly to the Festival of Trees Baby Fold. I really didn't know that much about the Baby Fold. In fact, I really thought it was just a place where people adopted children. I had a high school classmate that was adopted through the Baby Fold. So, I mean, she knew that all of her life and where she was adopted from. So, the beginning, I just thought that it was an adoption agency. And then after I really got into the Baby Fold and found out what it was, my late husband George also got involved with helping me with everything. And we made the Baby Fold our #1 thing that we did our contributions to after our church. When I was brought up, my mother always told us to share, and it's just one way that I could share some of my talents with to help other people.
To Nancy and all the volunteers who have made the Baby Fold their #1 thing, thank you. A group of members from Peoria First United Methodist Church came for a tour one day. Their visit made a remarkable change for many families at the Baby Fold.
In February of '07, I was asked to lead a tour of about 15 people from my church to the Baby Fold, and Lori Boltemeyer gave us a tour of the facilities. While we were here in this family meeting room, Lori said, wouldn't it be great if a group came in and reorganized this room so that this would be a place that would really encourage families to be healthy. After the tour, I had this nudging that I should do something about redesigning the room, but I didn't want to because I was afraid. And I realized that I was basing my decision on fear and not on faith, that if God calls you, He equips you, that God can do what He says He's going to do, that He knew my limitations, and that it wasn't up to me. It was really up to God to do it, and that He would bring the right people in. As more people came on board, we realized we didn't just need to redecorate, we needed to redesign the room. And so I have my good friend Rachel Foster, who's a preschool teacher, most organized person I know. She came along and talked about how every room needs a school bus because kids like to play, and the toys need to be organized so that kids will play with them and then have a place to put them back. We need a dining room table where people can actually eat dinners at, and then games where families can play games. And then over the course of about 1.5 years, we ordered furniture, we met with the Baby Fold staff again, and then we had a big move-in day in November of '08 where we moved in all the furniture and redesigned all 3 family meeting rooms. And then in August of '09 was the final redecoration where we put on the wall, "We will never give up on a child." And so a lot of the pride in this room is not so much what I did, because I really did very little other than say yes. A lot of the pride is God did it and I got to watch. And that's a very thrilling thing.
To Peoria First United Methodist Church and all the other churches, clubs, and organizations that have answered our call for help, thank you. The Baby Fold knows how fortunate our children, families, and staff are to have the support of so many caring people surrounding them. We could not do this day after day without you. The unique and generous gifts of our friends and donors make our promise strong and enduring. Together, we never give up on a child.